These are the 6 key elements to get right in any business. If you get this right, then you can build a business that you could then sell and a business that will run itself profitably, even if you're not there. So the first element is strategy. So you need goals, you need a strategy for your business, and then goals for your business, and then personal goals. Well, the business goals need to fit into your personal goals. So you need to know your goals, know your strategy for your business. You need to systemize your business. Anyone who's read the E-Myth will know that the starting point recommended by Michael Gerber is to actually work out the system that your business will be based on, if you like, and all the organization chart before you go any further. So you need to systemize your business. If you do that, it becomes much more efficient, much more profitable, much more repeatable. It also means you haven't got to recruit specialist staff all the time, because you can slot more ordinary people, if you like, into roles and then train them in the duties of those roles. So you don't need specialists all the time. So it becomes more efficient, more cost effective. You need to understand your finance and numbers, all your key numbers. You can make a huge difference to the business by altering things like your conversion rate, your gross margin, the number of times people buy from you. So understanding key numbers, key figures, key drivers, if you like, they're really important. So understanding your numbers, that's the third element. Sales and marketing, obviously, you're not going to grow the business just by being good. They won't come to you. You need to get out there. Sales and marketing, very important. So that's the fourth element. Again, that has to be done in a strategic way. Most business owners, I think it's fair to say, certainly small business owners, make the mistake of what's called tactical marketing. Tactical marketing is doing things like placing adverts and doing presentations, etc. But strategic marketing is where you have a mapped out strategy and system underlying your process based on what's called the buyer's journey, and the fact that at any given time, out of 100 potential customers or clients, only 3% are ready to buy now. So that needs to be strategic marketing. You need to obviously become more efficient at operations, and systemization can help there. And as you expand, you'll be dealing with people. So it will either be team members, or you might be outsourcing or outsourcing abroad. And you'll also obviously be dealing with customers and clients. So understanding people, understanding different personality types, with different intelligence types, different learning styles, all of those elements become very important. So those are the 6 key elements that need to be right in your business. Now, what you'll find is that many businesses they certainly won't have all 6 right. But the thing is, if you're the one in your marketplace that gets that right, then this is what happens. So here's your starting point. We've got 5 businesses, all roughly equal. So let's say they're all doing 200K each revenue out of $1 million revenue local market. The business that gets this right will start to move ahead of these. They'll start to become more efficient and more profitable. So then they can produce better products. They can attract more customers by spending more on sales and marketing. They can attract better personnel, better team members, because again, they're more attractive to workforce and they can offer more. So they start to gain an advantage. And again, eventually you reach this thing called The Tipping Point, which was a recent book by, I can't remember his name off the top of my head, but it was a good book, The Tipping Point. So, you get to this tipping point. And what starts to happen is that the one business that gets this right starts to get bigger than the others. Now, under the 80-20 rule, that process continues. And eventually what you end up is on the 80-20 rule, that one business dominates the market with 80% of the local market, which is what tends to happen in the real world if you look around. And that's fine. I think most of us understand that. But I think what a lot of people don't get is that if one business is dominating with 80% of the market, then what it means is these 4 here that were on 20% of the market, they're not on 20% anymore. They're on 5% each. They're on 50K each rather than 200K each. Because unless the market has expanded, dramatically in real terms, but assuming it's more or less the same marketplace, if this business is taking 80% and 800K out of $1 million, then these 4 are sharing 200K between them. And that's where you get the expression that says that if you always do what you've always done, you don't even get what you've always got. So that's what's happening here. They're still doing what they've always done, but they're not getting what they always got. Now, an example of this could be accountancy, the accountancy marketplace, because these could be traditional accounting firms who traditionally have done lots of compliance work, year-end accounts, tax, etc. But the world's changing, as accountants all know, because AI is coming in, systemization is coming in, software is coming in, has come in. So a lot of this compliance work is sort of disappearing, really. And the businesses that will thrive, the accountancy practices that will thrive, are the ones who are able to attract and offer advisory work. So, this sort of business advice, if you like. And that business that can do that, that'll be the one that's here. They'll be the ones offering the advisory work, and these will be the ones still offering the traditional compliance work. And you can see that once you start to get an advantage and get a reputation in the marketplace for offering the advisory work, you'll attract clients from these. They'll lose clients to you because these clients won't just want compliance work, particularly now that a lot of it can be done more cheaply with software. They won't want to pay for it, or they won't want to pay what they were paying, but they might be willing to pay for advisory work. So that would be an example of this sort of process happening. So to recap, if you get these 6 elements right in your business, and many don't, but if you do, then you can be the business here, the accountancy practice or whatever, that starts to move ahead of these. And as you grow to dominate your marketplace with 80%, according to the Pareto principle, eventually, then you getting 80% means that this lot aren't staying where they were. This lot are being reduced to 50k each, 5% each. So it's quite frightening, really. It's an opportunity that you need to do it to get to here, but it's also a threat in the sense that if you don't do it, you won't get to here, you'll get to here. So, it's important that it actually does get done. If you want to discuss this further or find out any more, go to bernardkeavy.com or just reply to this post. I hope you found that interesting. Thanks very much, and I hope you found it useful.